Hello folks, my name is Tim. Thank you very much for joining me back at Urban Rider for a look at another top 5. This time our 5 favourite winter glove options. We have a few to go through here. Different price points, different styles, they all do things in different ways. As always, if you have any favourites of your own, drop them down below. But without any further ado, let's begin. First, let me take you over to the right-hand side here, my right, your left. These are the TUCANO URBANO BARONE. If you want the ladies version, they do the Baronessa, same features that you're going to see here. They come in at £84.98, they come in black and black alone, and of the selection I'm going to show you, I can confidently say these are the thickest and probably will be the warmest. If you're doing longer distances, more sustained cold weather, that is going to be important to you. They have a goat leather outer, and that is the preferred choice with gloves because it is so hard wearing, so durable, so tough, and it is noticeably different to other leathers. It feels really nice on. On the inside, you do have a waterproof liner that comes via their HYDRA scud membrane, which will keep your hands nice and dry, which is important in the winter. If you can't pick and choose your riding days and it rains whilst you're out, then if your hands get wet, they're going to get cold all that much faster. Speaking of warmth and the thickness, as I mentioned, these are a pretty thick glove. And there is no way around that. If you're doing big distances, if you're sitting on the bike for a long time in really cold weather, you need some thickness there. They also have, if I just remove it for a second, a synthetic sheepskin liner, which is going to provide that warmth, keep your hands nice and toasty. It allows for a pocket of air around your hands and it will keep them warmer for a longer time. It's also, unsurprisingly, really soft and really comfortable. You have D3O armour in your palm, you have hard armour across your knuckles, lots of protection going on, and you've actually got a really handy visor wiper on your thumb if it does start to rain. That is a really useful addition. You've got snaps across it, you can fasten it across your wrist like this. It is a longer cuff on this as well. That's again going to help block out those colder elements. You've got something for touchscreen if you need it. And the tab on the zip actually fastens down to the cuff of the glove to stop it flapping around whilst you're riding. There's lots of clever little details hidden across these, but at the end of the day, they still look really good. They don't look that technical, although they have lots of technical features. And if the sales and reviews are anything to go by on this, and I would say that they are, these sell really well for us and the reviews come up really positive. Next up, and slightly on the lighter side, we have something from REVIT. REVIT are a difficult one to include in the top 5, not because they don't have good options, but because they have lots and lots of great options. It's hard to actually pick a favourite amongst them. But we've gone with the HYDRA 2 because they're a nice, lightweight, short cuff winter riding glove. They have lots of other options. The Boxer 2 is also worth an honourable mention. It's very similar to this, but it's leather on the outer. If then you're looking for something which mimics more closely your summer gloves and the comfort that you get there, these are going to be a really good option. They aren't quite as thick as you'll find with the TUCANO URBANO. So if you're doing touring, longer distance stuff, then on a really cold day, it might well get through these gloves. But if you're doing commuting, just short trips, and you want to limit a little bit of that bulkiness, I would definitely give these a look. They're available in either green, blue, or black. They also do a ladies version, and they're £79.99. They are a mix of textile and goat skin leather on the palm for that increased abrasion resistance, really tough and durable. You've got your textile on the back, that's also obviously abrasion resistant. You have rigid armour in your knuckles and softer temper foam reinforcement along your fingers and on the palm of your hand. You've got something for the use of a touchscreen on your index finger and thumb, and then you've got this suede material on the back of your finger there for wiping your visor. I prefer that to the harder visor wipers just because it's a little bit kinder to the plastic. It won't scratch it up the same. For waterproofing, you have their HYDRATEX Z waterproof and breathable membrane, making these fully waterproof, and for warmth, you have 3M Thinsulate. Fantastic option from REVIT, and for anything but the coldest of days, these are generally my go-to when it comes to commuting. If, however, you don't need to commute, and I'll try to disguise my jealousy of your situation, then maybe simplicity is key, in which case we have a lovely, simple pair of leather gloves for you from Fuel. These are the Rodeo lined glove, not to be mistaken with the vented version, which are definitely a summer glove. These have the extra lining on the inside to keep your hands on the warmer side. Obviously, these are very simple. They are on the lighter side compared to the rest of the gloves I'm going to show you. So they're not going to do you if you are riding in more sustained, harsh, cold weather. But if you get to pick and choose the nicer days out of the winter, then these will be just fine. They are 100% cowhide leather. You have this suede material on the back of your hand, which is nice when offset with the other color. You've got that on your palm as well. They come in either brown or olive. They are 85 pounds. And they have some knuckle reinforcement. You've got some armor there on the back of your hand. These are going to give you a lot of dexterity and feel for the bars, which is always nice. Sticking with simplicity, but this time a little bit thicker, we have something from the British company GOLDTOP. These are the Cafe Racer, and I am a little bit biased because I own a pair of these myself and I absolutely love them. They come in a few different colorways. You've got the yellow that you can see here, you've got the brown or the black. All the same details, and if you don't like this version, the reason I've gone with this one of the GOLDTOP collection is that it has that longer cuff, so it will help block out some of that colder air. But if you prefer something slightly shorter, they do the bobber, very similar in the features to this. Still definitely on the lighter side, as with the Fuel. Also not waterproof. You can wax this, you can actually make it slightly better, but if it is a rainy day, then obviously don't go to these. They have a nice red fleece lining on the inside. That's going to offer a little bit more warmth than the Fuel in my opinion, and obviously it's really comfortable on. The big standout feature with any GOLDTOP product though is this aniline cowhide leather. It's 1.2 millimeters thick on this, and it is so instantly comfortable, so soft and supple. It's very hard to find better. Very simple for the details. You haven't got any knuckle armor in this. You have at least got some armor in your palm, some soft armor for your scaphoid protection, and that is about it. You've got this quilting on the back of your hand. You have this Velcro strap to undo or fasten it up, and then you've got a zip there as well for the closure system. Makes it nice and secure, and it's a really nice little aesthetic detail. If you do have trouble getting this underneath your jacket though, maybe have a look at the bobber instead. Considering the quality of these, it is always a surprise to me that they come in at such an affordable price. If you want these for yourself, they come in at £59.99. And finally, for the ultimate protection against those harsher elements and for ultimate comfort whilst you're on the bike, why not go for some heated motorcycle gloves? We have the Racer Forge Mark II. These are the second version. They're an exclusive to Urban Rider. And speaking from experience, if you don't get to pick your riding days, then these are definitely worth the investment. They come in at £229.99 and they come in black and black alone, and they are very stylish to look at, but most importantly, they're very, very functional. Let's explain the features before I get a little bit more subjective and speak from my own experience as to why it is so useful having heated clothing on the bike. First and foremost, these have heating on the back of your hand. You've got a switch there around your cuff, which you can turn it on. They come included with one battery. You have a heating element to the back of your hand supplying the heat, and you've got a battery in the cuff. One of the nice things over some other heated gloves is that that battery is on the underside of the cuff so that it doesn't get in the way whilst you're riding. You have a power switch on the back there. You'll see 3 settings. It's actually got 4 settings. If you turn it on just by holding it down, you can cycle through and you will go from either 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, or a boost mode where it just flashes and alternates between them. On the highest setting, on the 3rd setting at least, it will last you 3 hours, as verified by members of the team who definitely have these and use them and definitely appreciate them on colder rides. On the boost mode, that will halve to 1.5 hours, again verified, but it is really toasty on that setting. For a lot of people, the 3rd setting is going to be absolutely fine, and if you are commuting, 3 hours should be more than enough. If it isn't, you can actually get a second battery, which you can also put in the cuff there, so you've got longer battery life out of it, or attach it to your bike's battery if you need even longer. The functionality doesn't stop there. You have something on your index finger for the use of a touchscreen. You have knuckle armor included. Obviously, this has insulation within it as well, and you have a waterproof membrane. The benefits of heated clothing are pretty obvious. The reason I prioritize gloves over anything else heated on my body is that that's where I interact with the bike the most. And if your hands get cold, then they get stiff, they get slow, and your reaction slows as a result. If your hands are warm, they are comfortable, then they are much more reactive and you'll be safer on the bike. On top of that, because they are heated, they don't need to be quite as thick as some dedicated winter gloves will be. That also means you don't have to fight against the padding on the inside, and you have more dexterity. That then is our top 5 winter gloves. Lots of different gloves for lots of different riders and riding situations. If you feel like we've missed any, drop them down below as you do normally. If you want to know more information on any of the gloves featured, then follow the links in the description where you will also find a size guide. And for more of the world's finest riding gear, stay tuned to Urban Rider. Thank you.